Melodic harmonies and groovy riffs flew across the Atlantic to Egypt in the form of the Smithsonian Jazz Masterworks Orchestra to put jazz on the Nile. Jazz, representing freedom and a merging of cultures and sounds, is a perfect ambassador for the United States. And as the jazz orchestra of the nation, the Smithsonian Jazz Masterworks Orchestra are a befitting choice to be taking this music abroad. As the 20th anniversary of the Cairo Opera House's festival season rolls round, a visit from the Smithsonian Jazz Masterworks Orchestra is an exciting way to kick off the festivities. The maestro behind the music is David Baker, internationally famous as a conductor and composer. David is a veteran of the bands of George Russell, Quincy Jones and Maynard Ferguson. As venues go, it is hard to beat a stage with the silhouettes of the pyramids behind it. There is a palpable excitement in the audience at the prospects of the heralded jazz. For many, this is an opportunity which may not be so common in Egypt, but it is certainly one that is met with appreciation.
يعني هاي فرصة سعيدة إني أجي هنا وأشوف موسيقى الجاز ومكان حلو ورا قدام الأهرام.
أنا بحب الجاز علشان أنا بستمتع قوي بالحرية اللي بتديها مزيكة الجاز للعازف. فيها ارتجال وفيها يعني إن هو بيشتغل على harmonic progressions كتيرة قوي وفيها كل عازف بتبان قوي مهاراته فبحب أتابعها كتير.
جايباهم وجاية عشان هم عاوزين يتفرجوا على الجاز وسيف بيحب جدا ميوزك وبيلعب جميع الأنواع.
من محب الموسيقى عموما وجاز بعتبره أرقى حاجة بعد كده يعني آخر حاجة الناس بتوصل له في الموهبة وفي الكرياتيفيتي والحاجات دي.
لما سمعت وشفت السايت وسمعت عنهم كان هاممني اكتر ان انا اشوف الموضوع ده يعني.
The reactions from the audience really make it worthwhile. This is the reason the band traveled all the way from the States.
They're the greatest in the States and I think they're one of the greatest bands in the world.
Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald are amongst the legendary names in the Smithsonian Jazz Masterworks Orchestra's extensive repertoire. The Sphinx has heard the melodic sounds of jazz before though, as almost 50 years ago the jazz legend Louis Armstrong put his trumpet to his famous lips and blew a tune for the ancient monuments. With raw energy and bold vibrancy, dancers Chester Whitmore and Shante Johnson seem to encapsulate the music with their moves. Their swinging, colourful style brings joy to the stage, which was met with a warm reception from the crowd. Amongst their concerts at the Pyramids and the Cairo Opera House, the band put on a special performance at the Opera House for a group of children who otherwise wouldn't have such an opportunity.
What we really want to do today is we've invited groups from around Cairo and as far as Alminia of children from communities who would otherwise not have a chance to visit to hear jazz or much less to visit the Opera House.
Not only were the school children opened up to live music in a concert hall, they had front row seats, hopefully leaving them with inspiration and ambition.
هم راجل الأوبرا حاجة إن شاء الله هجيب ماما واخواتي. أول أجي الأوبرا. أول مرة أجي الأوبرا.
As cultural ambassadors, the Smithsonian Jazz Orchestra are spreading music that the children, and many adults too, would not otherwise be aware of, and an aspect of American society that they may not be familiar with. For the jazz lovers of Egypt, the extensive repertoire of classics that the jazz orchestra play was very welcome at home.
أصلها جميلة اللي من عشاق الموسيقى فهيحب. أنا بحب الجاز، بحب البلوز قوي، بحب الجوسبلز. دي أنا في مصر ما فيش كتير منها، فما صدقت بصراحة إن جالي كده عزومة فجيت حقيقي.
سمعته بس عمري طبعا ما شفته حقيقة يعني، فعشان كده كنت مهتم جدا إن أجي الحفلة ديت وأسعد بحاجة بيعتبروها نمبر 1 all over the world يعني، إنها طبعا تبقى حلوة جدا لأن سبونسر كتير وتحت رعاية سوزان مبارك، فأكيد إن شاء الله هتبقى حلوة.
I've seen them performing at the Sound and Light. I'm an Egyptian, but I'm also a jazz fan and a jazz expert. And I've been to New Orleans, I've been all over, and I think it's about time that the culture of jazz, and when I say jazz, I mean classical jazz, the jazz of Duke Ellington, Benny Goodman, Louis Armstrong, Quincy Jones, what have you. So. The Smithsonian's is a great band, what they call big band. Big band is different than small combo band. Big band is saxophones and trombones and all the works of it. Also, they have excellent performance. They have an excellent repertoire of the Duke Ellington. Duke Ellington is the king of jazz. Quincy Jones, Count Basie, Benny Goodman. These are the kings of jazz that all the repertoire of all these jazz players is played by the Smithsonians. They also have dancers. They swing and they do some lovely swinging on stage. They also have a great singer, Dolores. Dolores does beautiful sound, reminds me of Ella Fitzgerald. You know Ella Fitzgerald? Ella Fitzgerald is the Umm Kulthum of jazz.